Alright everyone, ZZ9 here, and welcome back to episode 4 of revisiting my old Skyscrapersim buildings. And today we are going as unrealistic as you can possibly get with two absolutely massive buildings. This is the first one, and this is the smaller of the two. That's right, there is genuinely a smaller one of these two, as strange as that is to think about. Welcome to the observation deck and skyscraper beside it. And it's certainly doing the scraping the skies part of it, that's for sure. So I think these floor heights are about 2,000 feet per floor. You've got the big piece there, and you've got a little internal observation deck on every floor. And then it's just another 2,000 feet after that. So yeah, certainly something. And there is also some lifts inside this giant skyscraper, which we'll look at in a bit as well. Now we've got a lift in use somewhere. I'm not sure if it's at the back or if it's the front set, but there is a set of lifts currently being used. There are 9 sets of 4 lifts. I did hear chimes. It might actually be inside the skyscraper, to be honest. But we'll ride these ThyssenKrups. There's just all sorts of different ones here. We're not going to ride all of them because that would take forever. Now these lifts do have music inside them. And I've had to change it all for something that won't get me into copyright trouble because I have no idea if the music that I had on them was previously safe. But we've got something better on it now, so oh dear. Here we go. It's Kevin MacLeod music. If in doubt, Kevin MacLeod. As you can see, this takes a minute. Yes, this may be a while. Can't remember if these all go the same speed or not. Ceiling texture just about makes itself visible now. So yeah, this will be a while. I'm gonna say this was a 2017, maybe 2018 building. This one and the one that I'm gonna show afterwards. Basically, like, let's just test the simulator a bit. Oh, we're approaching the next couple of floors. Hey. Yeah, it is just taking a moment, you know? We're about to pass cloud level. And there it goes. We have passed the cloud level. About to pass floors 5 and 6, if you want to call it floor 6. Slowly getting closer to the top. Putting a stop at 8 just to show you how it works. I'll put a stop at 7 and hopefully it'll stop. I'm not sure which set of lifts is random activity, I will be real. I think it's one of the ones in the skyscraper. Alright, we're approaching 7 and 8. Look at that. We actually made it. Here's floor 7. As you can see, it is just a little internal observation deck, and if we just hop up to floor 8 briefly, it's literally the roof of it. Literally just the roof level. That's entirely what it is. Alright, let's continue up to the top. And this very realistic lift for the job. Going at very realistic speed. It all seems very realistic and possible, doesn't it? Let's send this away to these floors. In other words, all of them. we're here at the very, very top. Take a look around. You can see it's a bit of a long way down. You can't even see the bottom of the skyscraper beside us. I can't remember if this is meant to look like anything from above. I genuinely can't remember, and I'm not going to really waste the time to find out, but I think it probably isn't. It's probably just a shape. I think it was the massive towers that had shapes in them when you looked at them on the Building Creator. We'll hop into there in a second because there's a couple of sets of lifts in there. What will we take back down? What will we take back down? What are these? This one's no, not do them. We'll do these Otises in the middle. Why not? So we'll be waiting a moment for that to show up. But in the meantime, tell you what, we're going to be waiting quite a while for that to show up. We might as well no clip out and see if this does look like anything. It really doesn't. It just doesn't in any way. No. Nothing about this looks like anything. In my infinite wisdom, there's a slight difference in that width. How did that even happen? I'm not sure I get how that happened. That means that must be the case in all aspects. I feel like this little skyscraper here, away from the rest of it, is somewhat hollow. It is. There's actually no lifts inside this one. Look at that for a view, though. Yeah, it's interesting. This piece here is a different width. How very curious. This is a curious case. Yeah, we'll come back into this skyscraper in a bit. Of course, we've got to get a lift down to go over there because it can't actually float between buildings. That's not a thing. Let's go in. So while we continue to wait for the Otis lift, we'll have a look at what all we've got here. So, we've got express lifts there. Over here I think we've got some KONEs. No, they're not KONEs. They are more ThyssenKrupps. Because we needed more of them, didn't we? These are KONEs. We have Otis Series 1. And of course we've got the Otises we're waiting on. We have Thyssen's. You can't hear anything because the lifts are so far away that even if there was one in use, we'll not hear it for ages. Over here we have ThyssenKrupps. Over here I think we've got more expresses. And over here I think we have more... Oh, we've got old Otis. This is what we've got there. Oh, I've already committed to taking this Otis down, so we might as well just wait for that. Yeah, this might be a while. To the point where I'll probably just cut until the lift arrives because it's going to be an absolute age. And we don't need another 40-minute video, especially for this building. So I will simply just cut until... Never mind, I won't cut until one arrives because it's right here. What timing is that?
Doors opening.
So we'll go down to 0 and go to the skyscraper's lifts. Probably about the same speed, all the lifts in this. So now we just gotta wait for it to go all the way down, which will be a task. See what lifts are around Skyscraper, to be honest, and see if they're worth riding. If they're not worth riding, if they're all just the same as things we already know, we might just move on. Go to the massive towers, which are somehow even worse than this. And 10 floors this lift serves. Certainly a bit more than 10 floors in terms of actual height, I'll tell you that much. Should just enjoy the ride down at the moment. Yeah, that little piece of floor on that one is actually. It's just a case on all the short floors that that piece is a bit different. Huh. Oh, cloud level. Going right through a cloud this time. Interestingly positioned cloud. Cloud height seems to be right between halfway between 4 and 5. Or 5 and 6, I think it is. No, it's... Oh, I don't even know. Let me just see. Yeah, between 4 and 5. I think. Based on that. Yeah, it is. It's halfway between 4 and 5. Oh, we're not far off now. I can see where the entrance of the skyscraper starts. Heard a bing bong. And there goes all the Z fighting of that ceiling texture. There'll come a point where there's just no point in having it there because it just becomes endless grey. Oh no, it's holding. It's trying to hold anyway. This lift is almost at the bottom. Should start decelerating any moment now. And we have landed. So let's take a quick look in this skyscraper, see if the lifts are worth riding. If they are, then okay. If they're not, then oh well. As you can see, the very realistic stretched window textures. Look at that. It just looks really strange, doesn't it? And that's probably because it is really strange. Okay, we've got lifts. Don't know if there's any others. I don't think there is. We've got some KONEs here. It's all standard. We've got some more Otises here. Are these standard or do these have a reason to ride? Oh, they have different They have a different voice on them. I suppose we'll give it a ride up to 1. Can take a look out this side when there is a view. There's a little bit of view going on. I think I found which lifts are in use though. It's those ones over there, in that back corner. Those are the ones being random activitied. Yeah, this is a highly unrealistic building. Just wait till you see what comes next though. Oh, and now we can't see anything. And yes, he clipped through the ceiling. I did remember that, he clipped through the ceiling because there was a bit of a problem with the cutting because of the unrealistic heights. That's something that happens on all of the major floor points. So yeah, we almost got left behind by the lift there. Once we get down to 0, we'll probably be able to see that, but yeah, that's something I forgot about. That'll happen on every single floor. Can we not see any of the back lifts on their way down or up? Apparently not. Well, seeing as we see what this building has to offer, and it goes up like, what is it? 2010 feet per 2 floors. And there's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, that's basically what? Let me think. If we just call all of those, all of the even floors are 2,000 feet floors, that's like 10,000, like 15k, possibly? Something like that it goes up. What if I were to tell you that was rookie numbers? Absolute rookie numbers compared to what comes next. Probably thinking, how can this possibly be rookie numbers? Just how? How, and more importantly, why? Well, second building time. Shall we see what that's got to offer? I don't even know how quickly it's going to load for me, I'll be real. On my previous setup that I last properly played this on, it took minutes and minutes and minutes to load. So, wish me luck loading it, but let's try and go to the next building. So here we are in the second building. It actually didn't take all that long to load. I think it was a lot quicker than what I've had in the past. Here's the second building. This time we have multiple things, multiple buildings, each of which have got lifts in them, as well as a central core lifts as well. So that's going to go well, isn't it? Now, I'm probably not going to ride the lifts inside the buildings themselves because obviously you saw what happened in the last one. But I can tell you that from the top, when you look down, this building here is a number 1. I have no idea what any of the rest are. So that's all good, isn't it? There's a core of lifts in here and they're all being used right now. So, question I suppose has to be, well, where do these all go? Well, look at this. 62 floors. And I think it's either 1,000 or 2,000 height again. So I'll check on the control panel when we get up the top. What happens? But we have 2 sets of 4 lifts. There's also an internal one as well. There's a set over there. That set of 4 is the one that's going to be doing a lot of the random activity. Let's go all the way up. This only serves odd numbers. Again, music was changed for obvious reasons. And we're even faster. Fortunately, no glitch textures going on through here. Genuinely not sure if there are any lifts that stop at even numbered floors in this. I do not remember. So this will just take a moment. Anyone got any predictions for how high this is going to be when we get up the top? And this was really a let's push the limits of the simulator. Maybe too far, based on what I could do in the building creator. How high do we think this is actually going to end up? Good thing we've got this KONE for it. If this is a generic lift, it'd probably already be broken. Let's be silly. Let's stop on 61. Well, as we slowly progress our way up, how is the lift doing? It's getting a bit bouncy. Beginning to bounce a bit. I don't know if that's coming across in the recording or not, but things are beginning to bounce a bit. Buttons are getting a bit shaky. One of the side effects of pushing the simulator to heights like this. There's more side effects to see as well. Yeah, it's all getting a bit bouncy up here. Hopefully the lift survives. Just realised, oh, lag spike. Just realised how I'm going to have to wait for a lift when we do get up the top, so I'm going to take one of the Otises down again. Hey, don't we like a nice rhythmic KONE sound? Let's start pressing some floors. Something to entertain us while we wait. Let's just light up some buttons. Beep, 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 beep. Where are we at? 46. Alright, we'll leave it for now. Really getting quite bouncy now. How are the buttons holding up? Oh, that is shaky button time. Oh yeah, it's getting shaky. getting shaky, but we're almost at the top. The lift is really trying its best. I'd say it's doing a pretty decent job overall. You can tell it's in a different lift shaft there because you can see 2 shaft walls. And we're closing in. There we go. It's slowing down. Well, it made it. Not without a slight bit of interestingness, but anyway, stop. Yeah, it's a giant viewing deck. Oh, it's got 2 doors, of course it does. So we're actually completely okay right now. Yeah, the texture fighting's interesting at this point. Pop up one more, why not? To say we've reached the very top. So, that will go in the middle. Go in the middle to say we've done it. So, here we are at the top floor. Of course, another slight thing, when you get up this high, the sun starts to glitch out a bit. So yeah, that certainly is interesting. Look at that. Yeah, that is coming across in the recording. I can see it on the preview. That is kind of crazy. So we're going to call a lift. I'm going to call up one of the Otis lifts. Not going to call up a lift in the corner because you can't see out of it. So while we wait, have you taken a guess about the height? I can tell you now, we are currently 62,000 feet up. So it's about 1,000-ish per floor, I think we're looking at. 62,318. That sort of lines up roughly about where I'd expect it to be. 62k for the 1,000 height floors. Or no, wait, no, hang on. Probably about 2,030 of the floors are about 2,000 height, maybe 31. And then the remaining are the sort of little 10 high ones in between that we don't see on the buttons. The odd not the odd numbered ones, the even numbered ones. So there you go. Has anyone ever made buildings higher than that in the simulator? I genuinely don't know. Certainly don't know of any higher ones. You can see the building shapes here. Again, we can sort of have a look at what's going on here. So there's a number 1 there. There's a triangle. Triangle's kind of pointing the wrong way. There's this maze, which has got don't know how many lifts in that. And then another sort of maze here with who knows how many lifts in that. All of those have just got loads of lifts in them. You can see those corner lift shafts there, which are side door lifts. Yeah, the number 1's definitely a lot more sensible. It's only got 3 lift shafts in it. The arrow's got a couple in it. It's got like 3 lift shafts, maybe 4. Thought I heard a lift there. And then you've just got those, which have just got a billion different lift shafts going all over the place. Anyway, let's head back down. Has the lift arrived yet? No, it hasn't. Of course it hasn't. Why wouldn't it have arrived? Why would it have arrived? Hello? Oh, hello. What are you doing here? Bye. Alright. Otis shouldn't be far off now. I'm not sure which one of these ones it's going to be. We'll hear like a tiny bit of chime, I guess. I think it should not be far off now, though. Hopefully. I kind of want the sound of the lift to go back down now. There's literally no other audio going on. I'm looking at the audio trace right now. There is nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing except me while we're waiting for this lift. Oh, everything's getting a bit Z-fighty. We're just so high up the simulator can't handle it. It is definitely higher than it really wants to be. Really doesn't want to be having to deal with Y values this high. So hopefully we'll get a lift soon and then we can leave. There we go. Tiny piece of chime. Otis.
Doors opening.
Shall we see how shaky these buttons are on the way down? Let's have a look at these buttons. They're already shaky and we're not even moving. Oh, look at that. These buttons are shaky as anything. Okay. Okay, I'm up against the wall, so that's fine. Fortunately, we can't see the random activity cones. It's a good thing as well. Wouldn't want to be stuck with them. Oh, there's the service lift shaft. Kind of stuck next to that, so this is the only real view we've got. Now that's okay. So yeah, this is just a couple of crazy buildings that I decided to make one time because why not? Feature testing, that's what we're doing. Nah. Just felt like it, I guess. But hell, they work, just about. Okay, you could probably call it debatable as to whether they work well. They're definitely not realistic in any physical way. But they work. The lifts work, you can go up and down. There isn't too much that breaks, unless you're inside the buildings where the cuts don't quite work properly. Aside from that, nothing breaks. Doesn't crash it, probably. I say that it's going to crash midway through the journey. Why did I just speak? It probably will. But we're okay at the moment. We're down to 37 already. I wish I had the music that I had in it previously. The old music was much more interesting, but possibly copyrighted, so I have to change it to Kevin MacLeod. Exact same situation as in the other building. The exact same music as in the other building. Literally the exact same set of files. Anyway, at least there is some music to keep us entertained on the way down. I think things are starting to become a bit less bouncy now. Still a bit bouncy, but it's nothing like what it was up the top. 23. 21. Yeah, these are sort of a lot faster than the ones in the other building. They kind of have to be. They could not be. Could not be slower. That just wouldn't work. Will we explore the maze buildings and see if we can find anything that isn't KONE or Otis? Highly doubt we will find anything that isn't, but you never know. I don't even trust that the rest of the lifts will be at this sort of speed. You might get stuck in one going like 1 meter per second going up the whole 2,000 feet. Ooh, that would be something. Good news is the bouncing's almost stopped. Barely any shake coming out of those buttons now. The lift gets a bit smoother as it reaches the bottom. Maybe the lifts in the skyscrapers will actually serve the even floors. We just passed the cloud level. There's a cloud in the lift shaft again. And here we are approaching the bottom. There we go. Welcome back down to the bottom of the building.
Doors opening.
In fact, we'll go out the other side so we can go in this building. Service lift here is a thistle. So that's, I don't know, that's mildly interesting to point out, I guess. Same in here. Send it up. See if it seems like it's... Yeah, that's definitely had its speed sorted out. May as well send it up for the why nots. Let's go in this building. This absolute maze. We'll see what we can find. We'll ride one lift up to 1. If we can find one. Set of cones. Kinda want something a bit different, to be honest. It's around here. There's a door. Ah! There's an internal KONE. Found the goods lifts, I don't care about that. No, we'll go back to those other KONEs, we'll ride those up. That's not the way at all, is it? Where are those KONEs we saw? Where are they? I've lost the KONEs. Here's a KONE. This'll do. This'll do. Aha! We do have the even floors. We'll go up to 2. We have even floors. What do we see? Basically nothing. This is not a good one to see out of. We can't see the main lifts. Ceiling cut error. Ceiling cut error.
Doors open.
That was just not a good one to see out of at all. So we'll take a different one back down to 0, but we'll do it on 1.
Doors open.
You can see it's kind of just a giant observation, so you can literally switch to anything from up here. Can literally switch to any lift in any of the buildings from here. So we will go to... Are these the KONEs with a random activity? I think they are, aren't they? So I kind of want to be on the other side of those. Problem is the Otis lifts are in the way here, and because they've got sets of doors either side... Oh, it doesn't matter. We'll just see what this is. I'm curious what this is. Ah, series 1. We'll use that. Why not? But yeah, as you can see with the shaft cutting error, if I just hop down here, it doesn't cut properly. Already? That did not take long at all. So let's hope we can stay in the lift as we start moving down. The lift was too powerful. The lift was too powerful. We have not survived it. Well, that's kind of awkward. New plan. We'll take this one. We'll go up first and then down, because we need to get back down to end the video. Of course we do. It's either that or we try and take one of the random activity KONEs. Do we try and take one of the random activity KONEs? Or you might be stood there for a while. I say we don't try and take one of the random activity KONEs. We do this tactic. We go up. And now we go down. I think we have to try and take one of the KONEs. These lifts just don't like us, but they don't like us at all. There we go. I could just take this goods lift and that would just sort everything, but where's the fun in that? Think we'll get one of those? Probably not, eh? Probably get one of them ones. These ones aren't on the system. Get one of these ones pretty quickly. There we go. Those ones can just respond to those calls and act like they have any clue what's going on.
Doors open. Doors closed.
Bet you won't even see one of those ones. You don't even get up to full speed going 2 floors. Oh yeah, those are so far away, we would have been waiting for an eternity.
Doors open.
Okay, well I'm glad I didn't do that. Surprisingly, there's no calls for them here. Interesting.
Doors closed.
But that is basically the massive towers. I mean, there's so many other lifts you could look at, but they all have the same issue those Series 1s had. These are the only ones that are free of it, so... With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this strange episode. You know what to do if you did enjoy, of course. With that being said, stay tuned for the probably final episode, I think, possibly. Don't quote me on that one, though. should be the next one, which will have two slightly more realistic buildings. But with that being said, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. And for this video, that will be it. I'll see you in the next episode with some more realistic looking buildings. See you in the next one. Goodbye for now.